Hello everybody, welcome to the Entertainment Channel, and today I am bringing to you guys something beautiful. Something that I just witnessed, which is absolutely beautiful, and it is something that needs to be shared. Now, look, we all know that in these days you have all these actors, studio heads, executives, directors, constantly, and I mean constantly, attacking fans just because they express their opinions. And it's gotten to the point where we're basically sick of it. But it looks like there might be some hope. Now, I found this, and it is absolutely beautiful. Listen to this. I won't talk anymore. Listen to this. But I'm sorry. Before we get into this, I just want to say, if you really like my content, please hit that like button. Please share this video and please subscribe. Please show your support for this channel if you really like what you see. I know. I hate that I keep doing this, but in the way YouTube keeps changing the algorithm, the only way this channel can get any sort of traction is if people who watch it like, share, and subscribe. Again, only if you enjoy my content. Or you know what? Just please leave a comment in the comments section down below of what you thought about what we just saw and what we're about to talk about. Okay, that's it. That's all I have to say. Oh, and also, I'm sorry. If you are subscribed, please check to make sure you're still subscribed because YouTube keeps unsubscribing people for some reason. So if you are subscribed, please make sure you're still subscribed. With that being said, let's continue. Just watch this.
Like, you have great intentions, but there are always going to be a small yet vocal group of people. There can kind of just be toxic.
Screw you.
I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have. And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example. I don't necessarily consider that toxic. I just consider that passionate. And it's something which I have obviously had to come to terms with over the years. And for me, with the comparison is not like that with Geralt walking into a bar. The comparison is more meta. It's more to do with xenophobia and sexism and colonialism and all those effects that has on people, and then who they divert their fear and energy towards, and that tends to be Geralt, because he's a guy who exists outside of society. He's not part of a group when he walks into town, and he looks so different from everyone else, and no one can control him. He is faster, stronger, better at swords, and apparently can do magic as well. So the last thing you want to do is you can't control him.
Okay, so I'm sorry, and by the way, everything he's saying is absolutely correct. But again, let's just go back and listen to what he said earlier. Let's just go back. By the way, just so you know, screw you. This guy right here, screw you.
Culture of toxic fandom, where you make a movie, especially if you make a superhero movie, like, you have great intentions, but there are always going to be a small yet vocal group of people. There can kind of just be toxic.
See, again, I know I basically just told him to screw him, and I know that's kind of ironic since it's maybe possibly proving him right, and I do apologize for that. I will admit fans can be, like, they can get riled up, and again, I'd be lying if I said that there isn't a very, very, and just key, this is key, a very, very small minority of the fandom who can be a bit toxic. I'd be lying if I said that those people didn't exist. But again, what Henry Cavill says here is absolutely beautiful, but more importantly, it is 100% correct. Listen again.
I understand what you're saying, but when it comes to fans, it is a fan's right to have whatever opinion they want to have.
Exactly. And again, this is what so many people on YouTube have been saying. Like, all these other YouTubers that you probably follow, this is exactly what we've been saying. We have a right to our opinion. Whether we like or didn't like a movie, we have that right. Okay? And what pisses us off, what gets on our nerves is that you have all these studios, these actors who try to pretend that they're, on this plane of goodness that just in all if you think about it, it doesn't exist. I'm sorry, it doesn't. Okay, and like they like to pretend that they're better than everyone, and they keep calling anyone who just expresses any form of criticism towards their product as toxic. And it's not true. And even when we get on our on our channels, and granted mine is very, very small and doesn't have that many subscribers, but we get on our channels and we try to explain to people, listen, it's not toxic, okay? We're just expressing our opinion, that's it. You're the ones who are making it toxic by bringing in all of this real world politics into it that just doesn't belong. Like you called anyone who didn't like The Last Jedi as sexist or a misogynist because it had a male female lead, a female lead, when in reality that's not true. They didn't like the film, and they didn't like how you handled certain characters. That's their right to have. Like, again, we don't hate on anyone who actually likes The Last Jedi, but so why do you hate on us who didn't like it? And it's not just The Last Jedi, even the same thing with Captain Marvel. People attacked anyone who didn't like the movie. And it's just, same thing with Force Awakens, and it's just any of these recent movies that have female leads, anytime, and it's not just superhero movies, any film that has a female lead that people see it and they say, you know what, I didn't like the film, they're called sexist, racist, misogynist, when it's just, it's insane. And you know what, I like that Henry Cavill basically just stood up to this guy and said, well, maybe not stood up to the guy, like he's being very professional, and this is another reason why I respect this guy. Like, he's being very professional here, and he's explaining to him, like, look, it's not about being toxic, it's just they have a right to their opinion, that's it.
And people are going to be upset because, especially when you're talking about books or games, because you're never going to be the exact person who they had in their head or who they played on Witcher 3, for example.
And again, that is also another part that is actually 100% correct. And I can give you a perfect example. I read the Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. I read the book. My brother bought the book, and I read it. After Deathly Hallows Part 1 came out, and I saw it in the theaters, I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait until Part 2 came out. So I went home, I borrowed his copy, and I read the book from beginning to end. And I loved it. And then when Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out, obviously I went to go see the movie. And even though I still like the film, and I still think it's a good film, my problem is that, like, I couldn't, like, something about the film stopped myself from, like, I realized that I didn't enjoy this film as much as I enjoyed Harry Potter 1 through 7 Part 1. Like, I realized my experience watching those films, and then when I watched Part 2 was different, because when I watched Harry Potter 1 to 7 Part 1, I never read any of the books, so I went in completely blind. And then when I obviously read the book, and then I went to see Deathly Hallows Part 2, like, I couldn't, I couldn't get what I read in the book, or what I had, or when I was reading it, I obviously had a picture in my head about what was going on. And when I saw it happening on screen, a part of me felt kind of disappointed, because, this isn't what I pictured. And again, that's not taking anything away from the film. It's just because it wasn't what I pictured, there was a small part of me that was kind of disappointed. You know what I mean? And it's just, and again, it's the same thing here. I'm sure people who read the books are probably going to watch the show, and they're probably, a part of them are probably going to think be a little bit disappointed, because it's not what they had in their heads. And especially people who play the games are probably gonna, again, they are probably gonna be, again, not everyone, but some of them are probably gonna feel just a little bit disappointed because it wasn't what they pictured in their heads. Not that, and again, I'm not saying that the show isn't good. I can't, because the show hasn't come out yet, so how would I know? But again, when the show comes out, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts here on this channel. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna give you my review of the first season. And again, I did hear news that Netflix already greenlit a sequel, so that is kind of good, because it kind of shows that the studio itself, or at least Netflix, is confident enough in the show that, or at least they're confident that people are going to love it, that they that they already greenlit a season 2, which I'm excited about. Even though I'm sure some people are probably not going to be happy about the whole, switching of certain characters. Again, if you've been following the news about the Witcher series as I have. You already know what I'm talking about. But anyway, that's all I have to say. Again, this is absolutely beautiful. You can go find this interview. And by the way, it's not just Henry Cavill. I'm pretty sure they they interviewed the entire cast, or at least the main three characters. They interviewed them. Again, you can watch it. I'm definitely gonna like this video just for this part. Just for this part, this video gets a like from me. I haven't watched the rest. So again, I love this. My respect for Henry Cavill just went through the roof. I highly recommend you go watch this if you just want to hear someone from Hollywood say that that they're not just echoing what other stars in Hollywood have been echoing, that all of these far left feminist insane blue check marks on Twitter have been trying to push all this time. If you want to see that, go check out the video, if only just for this part. Again, this is beautiful. I can't believe we actually saw this, because I'm not gonna lie, after months of just the insanity from Hollywood, I actually thought that nobody in Hollywood ever had this opinion or ever thought this way at all, and this is so refreshing to see. But anyway, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and again, if you really enjoyed it, like, share, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and please let me know in the comment section down below what you guys thought of this. With that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I genuinely hope you join me on my next video. Bye.